What up, peoples? Thank you for tuning in for another beer review. It's Beer Monster O'Clock. Oh, actually, it's Cider Monster O'Clock, because I'm going to be doing a cider for you today. Mix things up a bit. I do quite like ciders, since I've sort of gone away from the whole strongbow route and all that, and actually started trying some more proper ciders that aren't full of chemicals and a load of old shit. A bit like beer, really. You start to appreciate them a bit more. And this one, in particular, is a nice little bargain as well, I hope. It is by the Henry Weston's brewery, and it is a cloudy vintage medium dry cider. Here we go. Only cost me £1.49 in home bargains. It's a 500ml bottle, and it comes in at a whopping 7.3% ABV. So you're not going to need many of these to do the job, are you? You know what I mean? So that's a pretty good bang for buck as far as getting you smashed off your man tits for a nice cheap price, I suppose. 7.3%. Be interesting to see whether you can taste that alcohol, won't it, or not? Because some of these ciders have a really good habit of covering them up, which is making them dangerously enjoyable, but not very sessionable. Let's crack her open, shall we? Let me know if you tried this one in the comments, guys, and whether you like it or not. Are you a cider fan? Suggest some more ciders for me to try, because I've not tried many. This might be the 5th or 6th one I've done on the channel, something like that. So give me some suggestions. What's some good ciders, or what's some really shit ciders that perhaps you'd like to see me suffer? Yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Let's chuck this one in the glass. And I must confess, this is the second time I brought this one. The first bowl didn't make it through the review because it was late at night. Then we just fancied one more drink, and I was like, sod it, I'll have that. And I remember it being nice. But I remember it hitting me a while after I'd had it, because I'd already had quite a few beers at that point. Cider in the glass. It looks like a glass of cloudy apple juice, doesn't it? Very low levels of carbonation. Great big whopper bubbles in there, the ones that are there. But yeah, it just looks like a glass of cloudy apple juice or pear juice, doesn't it? And I'm guessing it's probably going to smell like apples as well. But let's get the nose in there and check out the aromas of this. Was it Henry Weston's Cloudy Vintage? I wonder what makes it vintage. I suppose they age it or whatever. I don't know. Do you age ciders like you do wines and that? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about ciders. Anyway, check out the aromas. Obviously, it smells like apples, but if I was to describe what it reminds me of, anyway, I'd say it smells like apple sauce. It's not like full-on apples. It doesn't smell that strong. It's just like a gentle sort of apple sauce kind of aroma for me. Don't smell bad. One thing I do like is I can't smell all them additive crap that they put in the strongbow, you know, all the sulfates and shit. I can't smell none of that in this. In fact, you wouldn't even think that was alcohol, would you? You'd think you're just having a glass of apple juice, which is why they can be dangerous. Anyway, let's shut up, chuck it down my big fat neck, and I'll let you know whether I think it's worth a buy for £1.50 from Home Bargains, remember. And again, that is a lot of units. Does it say how many units it is? 3.7 units for one drink, £1.50. Can you imagine you have like 6 bottles of that? That's like a bottle of vodka basically, isn't it? Anyway, let's chuck it down the neck. Cheers everybody. Bosh. It's bloody lovely. It's really nice. It's exactly as I was expecting it to be, actually. It's one of them dangerous ciders. 7.3% ABV. Nah. It's bloody apple juice, I'll tell you. If you just gave that to me in a little plastic cup and went, yeah, have some apple juice, 1 in 5 a day, you slag, I'd drink it and I probably wouldn't even know that it was 7.3% ABV. I might be like, is that a cider, mate? I'll probably be able to tell it's a cider, but I know why would I think it was 7.3%. No way, Jose. And it's the carbonation is so gentle that it even more makes you think you're drinking apple juice. It's like you can't even feel the carbonation. It's almost flat, but it works. I like it. I'm not complaining about that at all, actually, because I do suffer from a bit of wind, so that's perfect for me. I'd say medium flavour, medium bodied, perhaps sort of medium levels of apple flavour sort of thing, if you know what I mean. It's not like full on add that. It's like a decent amount of apples without being too appley. I would say it's kind of medium dry. You do get a sweetness in there, but it's not overly sweet. If I was to critique it, I would prefer it to be slightly more dry for my own personal tastes, because I do like a nice dry crisp cider. This is very nice, but my one criticism so far would just be to give me a bit more of that dryness on the end, you know, just to balance the sweetness. Although not overly sweet, you know, it'd be welcome for me anyway in my personal taste if it was a bit drier. One thing I'll never understand: how the fuck is Strongbow more popular than the likes of this? It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it costs you about that $1.50 for a can of bloody Strongbow, wouldn't it? And the level in quality is absolutely ridiculous. And you're getting twice the amount of alcohol. It's absolutely bonkers. I tell you, it's how is this? Why do people even buy Strongbow? Like, make it make sense when you got some of these fantastic ciders I've been trying on the channel, and they don't taste like there's no crap in them. You can tell it's been cared about, you know, not just shove it out there as cheap as possible to make loads of money. God knows what crap goes into it, sort of ciders like the Strongbows. Not just Strongbow, you know, Copperbergs, there's lots of different ones, especially the ones that are over sweet I don't like. I'd rather personally drink a Strongbow, even though it's probably full of crap, over a sweet Copperberg, just because it's too sweet. At least with a Strongbow, it is somewhat dry in it, at least for the original one anyway. Anyway, going on about Strongbow, we're reviewing Henry Westons. That's it, you look a lot more posh drinking this, didn't you? Little finger up. Yeah, I mean, what more can you really say about a cider that's made out of apples? It is nice. It does give me kind of like a, almost, as if the aroma was like apple sauce. When I'm drinking it, it's almost giving me slight apple pie, the filling of apple pie without all the pastry and the custard or whatnot, you know. It is really nice, and it's not too appley. It's a slight tang to it, but it's not too tangy. It's just so easy drinking. It's dangerous. It really is. That would get me in trouble if I had enough bottles of that in the fridge. That would get me in trouble, especially in the summer, because the problem with this is, it's really sessionable, but it's not, if you know what I mean. It's really sessionable in the taste of it. It's nice, it's super refreshing. It glides straight down because there's no fizz. You can drink it like it's bloody cordial juice. It's really sessionable in that sense, but it's not really sessionable in a 7.3% ABV sense. So, you know, it's be a bit careful with this one, I would say, unless you just want to get absolutely blotto or whatever. Blotted, is that even a word? I don't know, it is now, isn't it? Yeah, I like this. I do like this. I like everything about it. I'd probably only ever buy one at a time just for the danger reasons of how easy it is to drink, but I'm going to give that a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really like it. Just to let you know before I go, I should be going live this Friday if all things go well, and I might do a challenge. I don't know yet. I've still got a can of Holston that I picked up today. If you're thinking, what sort of challenge is that? Well, it's not just any can of Holston, let's say. It's Holston Pills, but it's 10.5%, and it comes in a black can and it looks bloody evil. So I might give that a crack on Friday and do a live review on it. And obviously the challenge is to drink the whole bloody can, no matter how bad it is. I'm not going to put a timer on it because it's 10.5%. I'll be live anyway, do you know what I mean? But, you know, I've got to drink it. I've got to drink the whole can of that crap. It might even be nice, you don't know, but I'll bet you one thing, I bet it don't hide the ABV like this does. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this review. I really would appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like. It's free and it all helps out in that, you know. Until the next one, people. Bye-bye, darlings.